Hi, my name is Alicia. I'm recording this. It's my testimony, and I'm recording it for Fundamentals of Speech class. I'm going to just go through it right from beginning to end, the way that it happened. So, I've grown up in a Christian home, and when I was about 4 years old, I came to the realization that I don't want to go to hell. So, I prayed the prayer with my parents, basically I understand what Jesus did for me, and I want to go to heaven with him when I die. So that pretty much was good enough for me for about 5 or 6 years. When I was around 9 or 10, I heard a verse that said that even the wicked were made for the day of destruction. And it really confused me, really puzzled me. I was like, the wicked? What if that's me? And it really scared me. So I distinctly remember sitting behind our couch and praying, God, if I'm the wicked, can you spare me? And I talked to my dad about it a lot during that time. But it faded, I suppose we could say. And I got over it. I got to be about 12 years old, and things just started going downhill. And I know you might say, well, every kid around 12, 13, 14, things are going to start feeling weird. No, you're going to be uncomfortable with yourself and everything. And that is very true. But at the same time, when you come to a spot in your life, when your eyes are kind of opened a bit more to your own sinfulness, you have a choice. You have a choice whether you want to accept that and understand that and know that that's who you are and that God will save you from it. And that's really, I believe, where salvation comes. Though I don't want to get into an argument about child salvation. That's not the purpose of this speech. So, when I was 12, though, I mentioned either accepting that or else denying it. And I chose to deny it. I was like, I can't be so bad, right? And it really got me down. So for about 3 years there, I was depressed, we may call it. Very frustrated, very upset with my life. I didn't understand why things were like that. I didn't understand why I couldn't just have my way in life. And it really upset me a lot. So when I was 14, I was sitting on my bed. I was drinking iced tea. I was reading a romance novel, as 14-year-olds do. And I set it down. And I was like, I'm just going to take a real honest look at myself. Like, I like to say that I follow God, but what does that mean? Am I really following God? I mean, I read my Bible. That's good. I pray. That's good. But do I really want what God wants for my life? So, after thinking that, I was like, you know what? I haven't really been wanting that. I've been denying my own sinfulness, denying my need for God. And so I prayed then that God would renew me, that He would change me, live in me more. And I believe that that's truly when I understood salvation. And of course, we don't ever truly understand it because it's not a human thing. But I think that's when my eyes were open to it in a deeper level. And that was really when I started making a lot more life choices that were more healthy. And growing up in a Christian home, as I've already mentioned, I don't have the way to do drugs, do alcohol, get with bad friends. I couldn't really do any of that stuff. Right, so I have not been saved out of that. But in better life choices, I mean in my own thoughts. Because that is really the struggle. So we go through year 15, come to year 16, and things are just not quite going quite as they should. I know that I'm saved. I know that God loves me, but I just want to do what I want. And it was a real struggle for me to not just continually give in to myself. And I continued with this, and well, I was on a porch swing when I was like, you know what, I need to get straight again. Like, how did I get all the way out here again? So got kind of straightened out again. I was like, God, please renew me again. I got kind of straightened out again. It didn't really last. I was like, am I really even saved? Like, how do I even know if I'm really saved? And I'm going to come back to touch on that in a few minutes, so keep that thought. But when I was 17, I graduated high school, and I was homeschooled. So that's a big factor of how, like, I couldn't get bad friends and such because I'm at home. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I was thinking of going to medical school or some sort of pre-med, nursing school, something along those lines. But that didn't happen. My parents were like, no, you're still in our house. You're still our child. We're going to put you in Bible school. Wow, really? I did not like that idea very much. But I'm very glad that they did because it really forced me into the Bible. And I feel like we come back to that spot about when were you really saved? Was I really saved? And the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Right from that spot in the very beginning, at 4 years old, when I said, God, I know that you died for me. I understand what you did for me. I want to live my life for you. I want to go to heaven. I believe that that was salvation. I believe that that was me making the choice. I believe that the rest of it is sanctification. And that means continually going back to God. God continually brings us through stuff that we have to come closer to Him. Because I'm closer to God now than I was as a 4-year-old. And that's not only because of time, but it's because of everything that He's brought me through. So, to conclude this, I'll say that salvation is a process. It's like already, but not yet. And I feel like so many people have that sort of salvation where we continually come back to God and we have to continually remember, and we know that we're saved, but we also know that we're being sanctified.